X-Men 97 trailer reaction. Let's get it.
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning.
Hey, 90s to the max.
Have the chance to say goodbye. I am proud of you all.
Aww.
X-Men.
That piss poor animation from Saban. There we go. Marvel animation, baby. Oh god, this looks very good.
We have to stay vigilant. The professor entrusted us with his dream.
Damn, man.
No matter how dark it is, we must believe in each other.
Here we go. Hey.
We get this done by working together as a team.
Jeez, Bob, keep buzzing in my ear.
Man, I am ready. It's like they're keeping the 90s vibe intact, too. Jean's pregnant?
To me, my X-Men. Magneto.
The last will and testament of Charles Xavier. Everything he built now belongs to me.
Damn. Whew, boy. Guys, I was not ready. I mean, I was ready because I remember we got this announcement a few years back and it seemed like Marvel was taking their precious time, but you know how it is, man. Sometimes a studio just needs to cook up that right recipe just so they can deliver something that's very savory and delicious to the audience. And I feel like this animation does the series so much justice. It harkens back to that early 90s vibe when things were on the up and up. Shadowing on characters was very advanced compared to the yesteryears of the 80s where dynamic shading and stuff was still in its infancy, and you know, studios weren't really trying to put a lot of money into the production of these actual shows. You know, like the renaissance of these newer artists were very much becoming prominent. You know, you got obviously the artists that introduced these styles such as Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane and even Rob Liefeld to a certain extent, man. Yeah, you get that with this, and I cannot wait because I am a 90s kid at heart, and I really enjoyed the X-Men animated series. You know, it was one of the more poppin' shows, right up there with Spider-Man, the animated series, both of them. Like in some areas, it looks like this is like traditional 2D animation, but like in the later end of the trailer, it seemed like they were using CG animation with cell shading. I'm not sure if that's just my eyes deceiving me, but it kind of reminded me of the What If series on Disney Plus, where it's an animated show, but you can tell it's CG animated and it just has like these outlines and cell shading around the characters. That's what I got during that shot where we see Scott say, "X-Men, come to me," or "my X-Men." It's just something about that particular shot in general, you know, but maybe that's just, I don't know, but I really dig this. It's almost like they kind of revamped certain areas of the character, reanimated them, you know, with different designs. Like you got Morph over here, who essentially has his 90s look, but he doesn't have the traditional kind of human look to go with it. You know, he got that classic comic book look where you can see his, you know, kind of like how Chameleon is up in Spider-Man with the white head. Yeah, he got something similar going on, man. I like that. And then you get the chance to see the X-Men cast up in their casual clothes when they bust in on Magneto, who done taken over the Xavier Institute. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Now, it's a lot of expectations I have for this, man. For one, I want to know just how much they're going to actually, harken back to the original series. Is Jean going to be useless up in this? Is she just going to yell out Scott's name and pass out? Is Wolverine going to continue to bully Scott up in this? I wouldn't be mad at that, but there are certain things that I want to see different. I actually want to see them take a lot more from the actual 90s comic books that these are inspired after. Like I want to see those comic book adaptations come to life, especially given the fact that things are a lot easier to produce and there aren't that many restrictions. We are in a streaming era, so there's no need to abide by the laws of these broadcasters that want you to water stuff down for the sake of the children. We can actually see more blood and gore. We can actually see more violence, and we can probably get a few swear words up in there, man. Wolverine, I feel like although they kind of let him do what he do up in that last series, I do feel like he was kind of bound by the restrictions that Fox and the other syndicators had in place for this series. They never really got a chance to just go there with it. But yeah, I would really love to see that. I really want to feel that vibe that yes, this is the X-Men that we grew up watching as children, but they've essentially grown up as well, and they're going to give us that adult vibe to go along with this fresh coat of paint that they're delivering to us, man. I am very much excited about this, man. I think they got all the voice actors back up in there too, which is a plus. I think with the exception of, I want to say Cyclops, because if I'm not mistaken, the voice actor died from COVID, which is unfortunate, man. C-19, they took a lot of people away from us, man, especially up in the voice acting community. So it's a bit unfortunate, but I feel like this guy right here does an exceptional job of emulating what the original voice actor did. We obviously got Cal Dodd back as Wolverine. He gonna deliver something special to us. I always thought that guy was the masterclass Wolverine, the original. Just like Kevin Conroy is the original Bruce Wayne / Batman, Cal Dodd is the original Logan / Wolverine. And you can tell that he the truth when they say that Hugh Jackman went to him personally and tried to get notes on how to do the Wolverine voice back when the first live action X-Men movie came out. So yeah, this guy, he's essentially the template, man. I could just go on and on, man, but I am so excited about this. Like, I think a lot of adults that were 90s kids, they're gonna enjoy the freak out of this if Disney doesn't mess it up. Seems like they're trying to get back in good graces with the fans, and I really want to see them actually do that. Don't pull any punches. As you can see, they've been slowly but surely, if I'm not mistaken, they've been reintroducing the audience to the classical 90s X-Men throughout the multiverse of the MCU that they've established. Wolverine, he gonna be wearing this yellow and blue suit up in the Deadpool movie that's coming out, Wolverine or Deadpool and Wolverine. And we've seen 90s Charles Xavier up in the Multiverse of Madness. And we've even been hearing the jingle. Like, I think we heard the jingle out in Miss Marvel series, which brings up another interesting thing that I'm concerned about. How is the actual soundtrack gonna sound? Because if you guys aren't aware, the guy that produced most of the music for Power Rangers also produced most of the music for X-Men and Spider-Man, and even Digimon. Like, all those series have that in common because the soundtrack reutilizes certain things for each series, and I really want them to, go all out and consider hiring that producer in general back, because I think that right there will encapsulate everything that we enjoyed about the X-Men, the animated series. Like, I want to see everything back to the way it was, just amplified in certain areas where, the action is good. And if it requires violence, they deliver that to us, because X-Men, it's all about discrimination and fighting back against the oppressors. Like, I want to really see that hammered on, but anyways, guys, that's all I got for you today. I don't have anything else to say because I've said enough. But let me know your thoughts on this. Do you dig the aesthetics of this? Do you feel like this properly emulates what we saw in the 90s? And do you think it's a actual improvement from the 90s? Let me know in the comments section below, man. As always, I ask that you like or dislike the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. But if you really enjoyed it, I ask that you just share with all your friends and followers on all the different social media outlets, especially in the X-Men animated series community. Sharing really makes a difference. But once again, this is your boy RBG, aka the Random Black Gamer. We ain't seeing the reactions. I catch you guys on the next reaction to some X-Men 97. Peace.